Dear number crunchers, is 1/2 less than 1/3 or greater than 1/3? I'm getting quite confused. Can you help? Yours truly, Finley from Swindon. Okay, so this is all about comparing fractions. Case 1 is when the denominators are equal. Let's look at 3/5 and let's look at 2/5. Both of these fractions have the same denominator of 5. And you can see from the picture that 3/5 is greater than 2/5. And we can use the greater than symbol as well to show this. So the general rule here is that when the denominators are equal, the fraction with the greatest numerator is greater. Unless the numerators are equal, in which case the fractions are equal. Case 2 is when the numerators are equal. Let's take a look at 3/4 and 3/5, and you can see from the picture that 3/4 is greater than 3/5. And again, we can use the inequality symbol to show greater than. So when the numerators are equal, the fraction with the lowest denominator is greatest, unless the denominators are also equal, in which case the fractions are equal. Now there are plenty of strategies you can use to compare fractions. We're going to go through 2 of them. The first one is using half as a benchmark. So here we have 2/5 and we also have 5/8. Half is a helpful benchmark to use. We know that 2/5 is going to be less than a half because 2 is less than half of 5. Whereas 5/8, well, 5 is more than half of 8. So 2/5 is less than a half, 5/8 is more than a half. So 2/5 must be less than 5/8. If the numerator is less than half of the denominator, the fraction is less than a half. The second strategy is using equivalent fractions. Let's take a look at 3/5 and 2/3. And again, we can see immediately that 2/3 is greater than 3/5. But another way we can compare them is by breaking them into equivalent fractions. Thirds and fifths can both be broken into 15ths. And there we can see that 3/5, which is now 9/15, is less than 2/3, which is now 10/15. By converting the fractions to those with the same denominator, we can easily compare them. Let's take a look at an example without the pictures to see how this could be done. So let's compare 4/11 and 1/3. First thing I want to think about is what is the lowest common multiple of 11 and 3? So I can count in 11s, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, and so on. I can count up in 3s as well. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, da 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 da. Oh, hang on a minute. 33 is the first number that appears in both of those times tables. So 33 is the lowest common multiple of 11 and 3. That means I can convert my 4/11 and 1/3 into 30/3. 11 times 3 is 33. 4 times 3 is 12. 4/11 becomes 12 30/3. Okay, 1/3. So I need to get to 30/3. 3 times 11 is 33. So I must do the same to the numerator. 1 times 11 is 11. 1/3 becomes 11 30/3. Now I can look at those 30/3 and say, well, 12 30/3 is greater than 11 30/3. And therefore that means 4/11 is greater than 1/3. Okay, hope that helps. Good luck.